And I think we all know the answer to that. There's no fight against that. Yesterday, even though they're not allowing television cameras, it's been on the news because it's local news. It's 3 blocks from me here. The opening argument on the bigot side was that marriage is only for procreation and gays cannot make babies, so therefore they should not be able to marry. And that was their argument, their opening argument yesterday, according to the news. Our side's opening argument is simple. Discrimination against the Constitution that the founding fathers of our nation wrote into it. The majority cannot discriminate against the minority. Equal rights mean equal rights. And so our side is pretty simple. Their side, on the outside of the courts, it's all about God. When you ask them, why? What's the problem? Oh, because God hates it and God's sending you to hell. God hates fags, all that. Guess what? That doesn't work in court. They can spew that shit out all they want out here, lies and such, but in court, you can't get in front of the judge and jury and say, I don't want gays to get married because this book I have right here, written thousands of years ago by some guy that says some other guy, God doesn't like it. That's not how it's done in court. So no doubt how this is going to turn out. I always knew that it was going to be decided at the state Supreme Court, or the federal Supreme Court of the United States, rather than state by state. State by state takes 100 years or more. But once the United States Supreme Court rules that the Constitution does say you cannot discriminate against a group of people, then that's the law of the land, and every state has to follow it. That's how black and white marriage came about. It used to be illegal for interracial marriage. They had to go through the same steps. The population of the United States, because we're a Christian, God-loving country, supposedly, the population was against it by more than 50%, supposedly, like they are in gay marriage now. And since they're against it, it could not have ever, if it wasn't for the Supreme Court stepping in and reminding people that they cannot discriminate under the Constitution, we would be hearing in churches and outside and everything like we hear against gays right now. We'd still be hearing that about black and white people who married, that it's a sin, that God hates it, that it's an abomination. That would still be going on today. And they'd hide behind the Bible because they're bigots for God. Anyway, so kind of rambled there a bit, but it's following the same path, and we know how that turned out. And we know even to this day that there's still a huge problem, especially in the South, where a lot of people get in trouble for breaking the law and saying they won't marry a black and white, or Asian and black, or Asian and white. They won't do interracial marriages because they're bigots and they don't believe in the law, so they lose their job. So the fight never ends. Bigots don't go away. We're changing the laws. I couldn't care less about the bigots, where they are, what they're doing. What I am caring about is that they are not able to pass laws that affect me in a discriminatory way. And so that's why we fight them. And we're going to win them. If by some unbelievable chance the Supreme Court of the United States decides, yeah, the Constitution says that all are created equal and that the minority cannot pass discriminatory laws against the majority cannot pass discriminatory laws against the minority. If they decide, even though the Constitution says that it's okay with certain groups of people, we'd probably have Civil War #3. You know how many Americans would be frightened to death that they'd be next? That gay people are just the start? So it's not going to happen. If it happens, there will be no more United States of America as we see it today. And so we've won. It's just a matter of however long it takes to get to the highest court in the land. We've won. I've never had any doubt that we would when it got there, but getting there is the hard part. It might take 2 or 3 years. And in the meanwhile, we still have to keep up our fights on other things, such as military. We still have to deal with the prejudice in the military. Don't ask, don't tell. And there might be others, but even after it's done, you know, the hater bigots. I say bigot a lot because I know the definition. I have the definition on my webpage. And if the word fits totally, then it's not a bad word to use. So, bigot. Look up the definition. It fits. It's the exact definition of what these people are. So I use it. It's best to use the most appropriate word possible. Anyway, I guess that's about it for now. I'll try and keep y'all informed as best I can. And who knows, next week it may be on YouTube. And like I said, the judge in the court right now, he wants it on YouTube. And he's recording it, and just in case Supreme Court lets it go. And then we'll get to see everything start to finish on YouTube. I think that's so cool. Okay, well, I better get off of here because I really don't want it to go over 10 minutes, and I can't tell what it's on right now. Probably did, but what the heck. Maybe it'll be a 2-part video. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful time, and get ready in a couple of years. Have some really good champagne. We'll be partying, and because a long battle is coming to an end. Y'all take care and have a wonderful day, week, year, everything. Bye. See if I can get this to turn off now.